But it did drop like today.
I mean, if we want to talk about relevancy, man, 9/11, I can't believe that happened. What was that, like last week, 9/11?
I think it was before you were born.
That's a fun one if I've ever seen one.
So, it's been a while, but we're back without Matt, but that's okay. He's such a bloody lightweight. I'm going to just drill him right now and see if he actually watches this.
He doesn't.
No.
No.
We know that, so I can say whatever I want.
You don't even watch it. That's right, you, viewer.
Halitosis having Matt, and
he's got stream requirements.
I know it's Friday night. He does his like 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. West Coast USA.
Keep in mind, he also does a 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. stream.
Does he get like...
He streams twice a day. I've popped in. I left his Discord because I just never used the thing.
But does he get like Twitch donations or whatever? You know how some people actually have an income? Probably not, because he's now trying to be a security guard.
I don't remember if I saw that or not.
Yeah, there's a few political guys I watch and they always just have constant money getting thrown at them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
You know who's a good streamer to watch? T-Pain.
Okay.
His intros go off. He just freestyle raps on his intro every fucking time.
I might have heard him on a podcast, if it's the same one you're talking about. Is he English?
Talking off the podcast, aren't you?
Oh, that's
Banana Split Podcast, the video version.
That's why we're here.
More about podcasts. Anyway, do you not know who T-Pain is?
I can't drive.
Do you not know who T-Pain is?
I've heard the name. Isn't he one of the most popular YouTubers or something? I just think his demographic is a bit younger than me. Like,
a phone
include my
in front of you. You have access to the internet right now.
I know, but we're talking here. That's
about T-Pain. Pull it up, guy from the Joe Rogan Experience.
American. Oh, he's American. Okay, it's not who I... Oh, that guy. Yeah, I've seen him in memes. All right, fair enough. No, not who I was thinking of, but I'm sure he's great with all the things that he does. I prefer The Weeknd, personally. Good for T-Pain.
It's funny because we were talking about The Weeknd in the car. It was a joke for me that you won't get. I really want to play D&D lately.
Oh. I have been keeping abreast of the latest D&D memes.
Like, I fucking subscribed to the fucking College Humor streaming service just to watch their D&D content. Have you
seen much of Critical Role?
I haven't gone into Critical Role yet.
There's some big time like actors and celebrities that get into that.
Their second season in, they call it Dimension 20, is what it's called, has a couple of the people from Critical Role in that season. Yeah. But right now I'm just watching.
I know it has a podcast because I started listening and then lost track, but it is really good.
But yeah, I really just want to play my barbarian who has multiple personality syndrome. Where anytime he sleeps or gets hit in the head, I roll a d20 and that determines what his personality is going to be, and I would randomize that every session except for the 20 and the 1. 20, I get to pick. 1, he's a pacifist.
So kind of, is it a bit like that movie with, the M. Night Shyamalan flicks with Bruce Willis was in the first one? Was it Unbreakable?
I don't recall ever. Oh, like Split. I honestly didn't even think about that. I just thought it'd be really funny to have. I was like, it'd be really funny to have a pacifist barbarian, but how can I make that work where it's not always like that?
Yeah, that seems like the only thing he's good at, he won't be allowed to do.
Yeah, and at one point, I definitely. Well, I know one of the personalities is he's going to be dyslexic and he's going to write his name as Dane. I'm just going to be doing Bane from Batman, but he's got dyslexia.
Well, where would the D come into it? Because isn't it just getting the letters mixed up?
It doesn't have to be fucking that.
It could be Nebben or something. That works. That sounds D&D-ish.
So, to explain where we have been. Around this time of the year, shit gets busy. Obviously. And
Jaden discovered heroin.
For the third time. They're trying to make me go to rehab. YouTube, strike.
I went full-time at my work, so I'm getting much less money.
He went full-time at his work. We tried to sort of fit Matt into a schedule, and every single time he was like, nah.
And we don't play that.
Nah. There's a reason he's not on the logo, let's be honest. There's a reason he's not on the intro, which we are going to be reshooting soon-ish, as soon as I come up with an ending idea. Because I've got your idea, I've got my idea, I just don't know how to combine them at the end.
Yeah. He's fun because he's so like anti-nuance in terms of like anti-cancel culture. Like he's just, any kind of cancel culture is bad. Like really dig in on that.
Maybe,
so it's fun to kind of like
we need. I need to get, because we've had Peter, we've had the far left, we've had Matt somewhere.
Yeah, I have been talking to a mutual friend, Casey Cooper, and she's also really, really anti-cancel culture.
Yeah.
And so we had a good discussion online the other day, and unfortunately she couldn't make it last weekend when I was trying to get one done because she was getting.
You were trying to get Casey on the show?
Yeah.
I would love to have Casey on the show.
That would work, I think.
Yeah, Casey would be great. Oh my god, I could riff with Casey so long.
Yeah, I think that would really work. But she was getting a
You might feel
test.
a little bit left out of the conversation, but...
I'm okay with that. So I'll just throw some news in there sometimes. Get a little segment and a discussion about the cancel thing. But she had a COVID test for a movie that she's about to be in. So that's pretty cool. It's a proper big movie. And speaking of movies being made in Sydney, they've just signed a lease at Fox Studios and wherever else they're going to film. But essentially, the MCU film studio apparatus and all its ancillary production houses are moving from Atlanta to Sydney.
And I can't believe I've been mad at COVID.
Yeah, it's basically because America's still very much recovering slowly from COVID, and we've managed to avoid the worst of it. So I don't think that's the entire reason. Tax breaks have helped a little bit with that's like one of the only good things about
I mean, sort of based on the opinions of, as well, I imagine, other celebrities, like the original fucking Thor Ragnarok went so
he's
well.
Been bringing his mates over here.
And they were like, this is such, because from what I've heard, like same with Zac Efron, same with Sacha Baron Cohen, all that, like, we're moving to Australia because it's nicer than LA.
Yeah. No, there's been glowing reviews from, the kind of actors they want to be.
Like, not like a D-list, like, this person will headline a movie.
No, these are A-listers, and they're all moving over here, so that's cool.
It's funny, because I actually, I don't know if I ever mentioned on the podcast, but I've been talking about this at work, like, non-stop before it was even ever announced. I'm like, I'm telling you, I feel like they're just going to, like, with fucking Thor 4 being filmed, I feel like Hollywood's just going to become Sydney.
Well, they've confirmed at least another 5 years here. Yeah. From there, we'll see. Hopefully we don't.
It was like 5 years thinking about permanency.
Because I know there was a brief period back in, I don't know if it was the early 2000s or something, when they were doing a couple of movies here. And then the tax breaks got completely reefed away, and they were like, fuck you, and left.
And then, but you know what that's great for? That's great for jobs. And you know what that's really great for? That's great for uni students who are currently studying a Bachelor of Communications and majoring in screen media. Who might that be? Oh, that's me. So that's why I'm not here as much, and that's why things take longer to edit, because I edit video. I play to you guys. He plays to the audio. I play to you guys watching here. I'm sorry. I really am. But yeah.
I'm all about you guys down there in audio land.
I'm just going to blur his face just for that one bit.
Why not both? I think you can please everyone. Like, that's one thing I'd really love to do, and I don't think the audience is there yet, but you got to grind. You got to, like...
Grind? We're at 80...
up to, like...
What even episode is... I don't even know what episode this is.
84, I believe.
48.
Right. But, yeah, the most...
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, well, the point was that he did all this work over the years, and it paid off. So I'm not saying I'll ever get to those levels, but there is... some
that fucking
hopefully
attitude.
No, but the point is it's okay to recognize any faults or like falling short of where I want to be, because I will get there.
I think the key is I need to find a pretty woman who I'm not trying to impress at all whatsoever and go, come on this fucking show. We need a pretty woman to go with the pretty male.
Yeah, we need
clickbait.
Sure, that too. But what was that girl that was on like the Australian gaming, that TV show?
Fucking Hex.
Yeah. She was cool. I didn't watch a lot of it, but whatever clips I saw, I was like, yeah, they seem to know what they're talking about.
I'm not going to make a comment about Hex.
Okay. Well, it was her and this other guy.
Stephanie, whatever. Yeah, Barjo. I know I've met Barjo plenty of times.
The dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him like one main time that I hung out with him.
I just kept running into him at cons. I kept running into RTX.
And
he wasn't even a guest. He was just there.
Yeah, he was just hanging out somewhere. He was involved somehow. He was on a panel, and there was a lot of people lining up to get signatures later on. But when I saw him, he was just by himself. And
hey,
I've seen you on something. He's like, oh yeah, but he was really like down to earth and laid back, and
Yeah, he's a really cool dude to meet.
Yeah. So
No, you know who's a really cool dude to meet? Freddie Wong. Come on, you'll recognize me. You tell me, you got her when you've got a fucking literal master.
Damn it went all the way up to the... Okay, Freddie Wong. It does ring a bell, the name, but I just...
Rocket Jump Studios.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of his clips. I think there was... Oh, he's a competitive gamer.
Yeah, too.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, he did some really cool stuff with this.
He produced a series about a high school that revolved completely around e-games.
He's worth $6 million, according to Celebrity Network.
And you know, if it's on the internet, it must be true. Yeah, what I want to try to do is when eventually, with the mixer and all that, and I'm going to try to use... I'm going to have so many cords going into this fucking thing and going into a computer to try and get the fucking audio all in sync with the filming at the same time, as well as going into a 4 terabyte hard drive.
That's the dream. Whatever that does, should do that.
It just makes my editing process easier. The women at uni.
That's right. So, what's your aim goal with this communications course?
I want to work in screen media.
That's Okay.
I want to be
pretty broad, but
specifically, I want to be a producer.
Is that where do people start as a producer? Though it sounds like
there's entry-level producer jobs.
Okay.
And they make a stupid amount of money even then.
What, in reality TV or something like that?
I don't fucking know. I don't care. I'll work on Survivor. You heard me. I'll work on fucking Survivor. I'll work the 3 months straight in a row and then get the rest of the year off. I know. I've heard the stories. I know people. I'll work for Channel 10. I'll work on The Bachelorette. I'm not going to badmouth any reality show ever.
From behind the scenes, there's a great Facebook group called Crew Stories. It's mostly American-based, but there are a lot of Aussies on
I've
there.
been really vibing on the shitty movie details subreddit.
That's a good subreddit, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it was this scene in Aquaman 2. Amber Heard didn't need to use a stunt woman because she had plenty of practice hitting a man.
Okay, yeah, not bad. Did you hear the rumour that she wasn't going to be in the sequel, but then I heard a day or two later that was fake news? So I'm not going to come down on either side of that. I thought it was a little bit too good to be true, considering
Here's the thing.
Johnny Depp had been fired. If he hadn't been fired...
Here's what I'll say. She should not be in number 2, and here's why. Because I don't remember what she did in number 1. I remember what Aquaman did in number 1.
Sure.
He was fucking Aquaman. I don't know what... I think... Yeah. Here's what I know. She was there.
And she ran around the desert a little bit.
There was a desert?
I don't think there was a lot of character development.
The movie was called Aquaman, and there was a desert... My God.
That was the point.
The Snyder Cut is coming soon.
Yep.
It's also going to get
it's in March.
Blu-ray and UHD.
It's just weird because it was always going to be 4 parts, and now it's just going to be one long movie. And it's all setting up a whole new universe of hey, there's going to be apocalypse, and Darkseid's going to,
Jared Leto's still the thing.
Yeah, Jared Leto's doing the Jesus Christ thing now.
And it's just does this fix Jared Leto? It might.
I think they got rid of all the tattoos.
Yeah.
Because that's...
Speaking of one long movie, you know what came out today?
No, do tell.
On Amazon Prime. It's an Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh. Would it involve coming...
I mean, he probably comes in the movie. I imagine Eddie Murphy fucks. Have you seen his thing? Have you seen Eddie Murphy raw? Eddie Murphy fucks.
Yeah, you still got it.
And conveniently, when I literally left my house to come film this, Coming to America was on the TV.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's an early release that was scheduled to come out much later, but hey, they paid for it. Just throw it out there. Why not?
Yeah.
Was going to be in the theaters, but obviously COVID happened, so I just wish Disney would get on board and throw Black Widow in there as well.
Yeah.
Just randomly at 3 a.m, just slide.
Just blow people's minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even announce it. Just put it on.
But you know what is coming to theaters? I believe this month.
Ooh.
Monkey.
Okay, the
Monkey
thing,
Big Visit.
Definitely going to be watching that with the son. I'm going to be watching tomorrow a movie called Boss Level with Frank Grillo, I believe.
I don't know who that is.
If you've seen
Baby Driver.
I keep calling it Die Another Day. No, well, I think he's in that. No, you're talking about the guy that plays Frank Castle.
I don't fucking... Okay.
I'll show you. Boss Level.
Anyway, Monkey.
What's Eddie Murphy doing? It's Coming to America, and it's about his son.
Coming to America 2.
And his son comes to Africa, so it's kind of reversed.
I don't know what it's about. I just know he's got a kid coming on the way in America, so he's got to go back to America.
Yeah, Frank Grillo is this guy.
Oh, Crossface from...
Crossbones?
Crossbones, whatever. Yeah. The internet will blow me up. No, they won't, because nobody fucking watches this.
There's a show called Billions in the 3rd or 4th season where I'm up to now. He plays an artist.
I've seen that show briefly.
Yeah, it's quite good.
You know,
I think you would identify a lot with Damian Lewis.
Is it a narcissistic character who's in over his head?
Yeah, total sociopath.
Yeah.
Just crushes everyone beneath him.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. You know what I've realised? Even if nobody watches this is just a diary to eventually use in the court case when I eventually get arrested for murder. You just watch my descent to madness.
I think it would be something more interesting than just straight up murder. It's
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to give the details away.
Sure.
He's first.
It'll be a glorious death.
Yeah. I'll be wearing the General Talos mask.
That you've ripped off me, along with half my face.
Yeah.
You can't tell where it ends and where it
Hello,
begins.
Clarice. It puts the lotion on.
Have you seen the new? There's a TV series now based
Clarice?
on that one. Yeah.
No, but I immediately
based
realised
on
you
the
were going.
franchise. Yeah.
I've not
Is
seen
that
it.
any good? Okay.
Because I don't know what streaming service it's on. I don't have. This is what I watch.
Yeah.
Ready? I get home, I do my uni work, and then I watch D&D.
No, the only one that still works on this TV is Netflix. So I'm watching a lot of Disenchanted and.
I don't even know.
I'm still catching up on Snowpiercer. I'm getting into the second season. It's really good. Mm-hmm. That you used to like until it pretty much finished with the guy that's like an angel that's fallen. So he's actually Lucifer.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Well, it's got...
Because he had wings.
One more.
So you're still waiting for one more.
One more season, I believe.
It's not out
But you
yet.
know what also has one more season? 9-9?
Yep. Season 8 will be the final season. I'm sure they'll have a spin-off. But yeah, that's been announced as...
It'll be a Gina spin-off.
It's not
People hate it.
They didn't get cancelled. They were just like...
We've told our story.
Yeah, and I can respect that.
Yeah.
Community kind of...
Going out like
got
Seinfeld.
Cancelled. I think Community wanted to do one more, but...
Hey, no. They've done the 6 seasons. I'm still waiting on my fucking movie.
Yep, bring it on.
Troy and Abed in the morning. Wait. Troy and Abed in the theaters.
It's got to happen. I don't care how old they are. It'll be done. It'll be kind of cooler if it's in 20 years. Be able to do lots of meta, really interesting stuff.
And there needs to be a lot of references to National Lampoon.
Because that'll be my Bill and Ted's. You know how they did the movie again.
Yeah, because I've never seen a single Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah, and I did watch them when they came out, but they didn't really
It's funny because I've seen National Lampoon movies, but I haven't seen Bill and Ted's.
Weird. No, they were fun, but when you go back now, it's wow, that was some pretty basic fucking humour. It's very on the nose, very obvious jokes, and a lot of the stereotypes they use about Napoleon being short, and a lot of that's I've studied history a little bit more since I was
and Napoleon's
10.
not short.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, that's wrong, and the whole thing about Genghis
yeah.
Khan was wrong, and I was like,
National Lampoon, 12-year-old me. Oh look, there's some tits.
Good old days when they got them out in the 80s.
What's that? The full bush.
I might as well get into the news. We've been
we've kind of been
covering it
briefly.
accidentally.
Yeah.
You keep mentioning things, and I'm like, oh, that was gonna. We're supposed to talk
I
about
know
that
what's
later.
in the group, so I do
Alright.
see things.
Someone switched on. But yeah, I've got this article here about Star, which did drop in between the last episode and
I've
now.
been watching American Dad briefly and Futurama.
I started the new series by Justin Roiland and the other guy from Rick and Morty. I don't think it's got the one dude that got in all that trouble for some really dodgy skits he did years ago. He did that thing with the baby.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how it went down, but it was tough to watch.
I gotta watch. You know what? I'm glad because I tried looking for this one specific show 6 months ago. I'm like, it's not on any streaming service. I don't want to have to illegally download this thing or purchase it. Burn Notice.
Yeah, it's a good show. That's on Star.
Yeah.
I've seen. Well, Bruce Campbell's in it. He's amazing. It's fun. He's a bit like a Lucifer type character, the shit he gets away with.
Again, I clearly have a type.
Yeah, he's just so charming and smooth and all that sort of thing, and he just gets away with these ridiculous
It's me,
scenarios.
but jawline slightly more.
Yeah, he's got a jawline that goes for days. Yeah, there's some ridiculous stuff I remember happening in one of the later seasons with the shootouts that sort of made me stop. I did really enjoy the banter, lots of cool bands.
And I gotta find White Collar. That's a good
they don't
show.
take themselves too seriously, so yeah, it's good fun. White Collar's not bad. Yeah, I think you'd identify with that guy, and I like the handler and all that sort of stuff. It's quite
I gotta
fun.
find what a streaming service that's on as well.
Yeah, it's got to be out there.
Yeah.
And then Paramount's starting a new streaming service called Paramount Plus. So we're very major.
Guys, we need to calm down. I feel like
it's too late.
At this point now, you're just going to be doubling up on things.
Just find a partner. Everyone's already got Netflix and Amazon and everything
All
else.
right, kids.
I don't think.
Hold your hands.
Yeah.
All right, Disney Plus. Put that. No play Disney Plus. Yeah, that's right. Stars.
Stars contains all the content that comes from their sub studios. They include FX,
Fox.
20th Century Studios, Fox, Touchstone, ESPN. There's some great documentaries.
Oh my god,
30.
the Ric Flair documentary. Even if you are not a wrestling fan, you need to watch this documentary because it's Ric fucking Flair. Woo!
I love documentaries that are well made, no matter what they're about. And the cool thing was that if you had a subscription to Disney Plus before Star was added,
it doesn't cost you any more money. It's the same price.
Thing.
They're like, we got you.
Yeah, so I was quite happy I re-upped in January, whenever it was. So it's got 447 new movies and 155 TV shows. My only issue is that you have to know what the shows are, because I've found that going through the genres, you can only slide to the right so much. So it doesn't really give you like the full library unless you know what you're looking for and you can type it in.
Yeah. But as again, I didn't know Burn Notice was there. I just took a stab in the dark and I went, fucking oath!
No, that did pop up for me just going on a random search, but I don't know. I just think they've got to work on their interface side of it. It would be a lot easier, obviously, on a PC. You can just start banging away.
Just hire decoders.
But yeah, solar opposites. For some reason I thought it was polar opposites. Solar opposites makes more sense because they're aliens. But I don't know if you saw the first one. It's very, very, very similar to Rick and Morty. I was like, what kind of cheap Chinese knockoff Wish version of Rick and Morty is this?
And then you're like, oh, it's
and then I googled it and I'm like, oh, it is them. So it's not too bad. Like the main alien guy is just like basically Rick Sanchez, but from another planet. Like it's just, he doesn't do all the weird drunk Burr type stuff, but he's got the same
Morty
voice to a degree. Yeah, it's not as rough, but personality wise, very close. It's kind of, so it's a cross between Rick and Morty and like Third Rock from the Sun, because they're aliens trying to blend in with the high school.
Yeah,
and they're not really like the kids.
Much.
They're just like members of the crew and they have to pretend to be kids. So it's very much a path that's been trodden before, but done with a twist. Very dark sense of humour. I was watching it with a friend and her daughter who was like, this is very mean.
I never really watched Third Rock from the Sun. I mean,
it's also got Why the Last Man. I've been meaning to watch that.
I only briefly watched Third Rock from the Sun, and I was more of a That 70s Show guy.
No.
And I can't really go back to it now because I just go, wait a minute, that guy's Trinity and Dexter.
Yeah, definitely a very different kind of role. But like John Lithgow, and you see the early Robin, who went on to a great career. Who I'm talking about?
When you said Robin, I think Colby Smulders or whatever her name is from How I Met Your Mother.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, that guy. Yeah, he's really good.
You could have just said the guy from Looper, and I would
that
have
one
gone,
too. Yeah,
done.
And he's not really like been popping up on a lot of screen stuff lately, but I know he's very, very busy because he does a lot of producing.
You know who's like,
he's got his own production company and everything. Fine.
We sort of go through phases of like, it's this person's time right now. They're getting a whole lot of roles, and like last year or like just over a year ago, it was like Keanu Reeves. Now we're all about Jimmy fucking Woo. It's not even the actor. It's just Jimmy Woo.
No, I want to see more of him. I know that there's a big bandwagon and I'm just jumping on it, but I really enjoyed him in Ant-Man. And
how do you do the code trick?
Yeah, this is the first time anything related to WandaVision's come up, weirdly. But we've watched the first 8 episodes, or at least I have.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Like, it's finally explained everything. I think that took way too long to get there.
We could go on comicbook.com and we can get spoiled by it just from
I already saw some kind of spoilers.
Was it from comicbook.com?
No, it was a friend on Facebook. And he was more just saying he didn't like it, but then he doesn't like anything unless it's The Mandalorian or like Fallout.
Do I know this friend?
He makes really good cosplays. So I forgive him. And he gave me some.
Is this I'm not.
He was at Iron Fist last year.
Not to name names, but he walks around with a big hammer sometimes.
Ma? No, he's a good man.
He's basically
like an alpha version of like.
I thought it was Barnyard Animals.
Yeah, where I'd like to be. He's got an awesome job. He's got like a really good relationship with his kids. He makes these amazing.
We got to see Jim Jeffries props, because of him.
And so I can't fault the guy. He's a little like to the more than the right with his politics.
But he's a good family man.
Yeah, it's okay to have different takes on things like that.
Yeah.
It's fine. I could argue with him all night.
Good relationship with his son.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. I see that. Like, they're always, and it's almost weird, like, how similar they look. It's like he's just a mini-me.
Well, that's kind of the idea of DNA and, like, parenthood.
Yeah, but it's like...
And, not to be weird about it, but a white guy having a kid with a white lady, it's kind of a bland mixture right there.
I wouldn't use the word bland, but yeah, you're going to have more of a similar look.
Well, here's the thing. I say bland because most people say white people can't cook.
I mean, it's not all about having your kid look like you, yeah, but I've got 2 and neither of them look anything like me, thank God.
And
so that's fine.
What's the key denominator there?
Both mothers are not white.
I rest my case.
Fine. But deeper gene pool, so they'll be fine. That's all good.
I'd be worried about getting cancelled, but again, no one watches the show.
That was a weird tangent. But we're there.
All I do is weird tangents.
This is this random article that I threw in there for some reason.
And because now I have the microphone, this will stay in the episode. It'll just randomly cut to me holding the microphone, and we'll have no quite reason of why I do have it. So
it does sound much better when someone's holding it.
Yeah, well, because at that point I can go full bass with my voice. Eating. I'll upload it in the special section on the. I need to get a blooper reel. I've got that much footage.
That's crazy.
I don't want to know how many hours of footage I have. Ugh. So, yeah, before you get to that, because you fucked up your
there.
take.
No, I don't know what's going on with the plot, but basically Variety said that she wasn't hot enough to pull off that kind of ruse, like playing a setup to pull men in and get them to do whatever silly, ridiculous thing, that they don't think she could pull it off because she wasn't attractive enough.
See,
that's a pretty fucked up thing to say.
Here's my problem with that. Whether she's an incredibly attractive woman or not, I don't know what she looks like at all. I didn't even really see her face. I saw that she was blonde. Yeah, right.
She's very, very attractive. So
honestly, kind of bland in my opinion, but each to their own. But my point is, men are desperate. They'll do anything.
You like Andrew Schultz, right?
I love Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, see that clip that I posted that you didn't watch? That guy, Lance Constantopoulos, his stand-up's a lot like that, but it's a character. Okay. And he does a lot of crowd work, and it reminds me of...
Andrew.
Just your shit take. Like, she's bland. She's a real person. When she hears about what you said...
Yes, because she's going to hear about that. Yeah, okay, cool.
When someone retweets it, and clips it. Oh.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
You're never going to work in Hollywood.
Here we go. She's bland. You're fat. My teeth are fucked.
I felt a bit of my soul just drop away, just get blasted off.
It is what it is. So for you going to Oz Comic Con?
I will be dropping in at some point to check
I
out
will be dropping in on Sunday. Like. I'll have a chat to a few people because it's part of my journalism class as an assignment. I have to cover an event, and it's not due for 8 weeks. But I want to get started now because I feel like it's the best one I can do because I can do a whole story about a convention post COVID.
And I'm loving it because we can finally put something back on that website that I've
just got sued by fucking McDonald's. I gotta check if I post it there. Am I gonna be able to submit it? Otherwise, am I self-plagiarizing?
Oh, that's what you meant. But you can't self-plagiarize if you wrote.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's a uni thing. You can definitely self-plagiarize. I can't submit the same article for 2 different classes.
Oh, okay. That's
shit like that. But it's still they use Turnitin, which is software that browses the internet for that shit. So they might I might get plagiarized.
Yeah, it might get picked up. But what if your name's at the bottom of it? They're like, well, he wrote it.
I'll need to talk. I'll have discussions with professors and shit about it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Worst case scenario, you wait till you've submitted it.
Yeah.
Then post.
Anyway, speaking of my journalism class, one of my homework, I like my journalism class.
What a great time to get into journalism.
Yeah.
There's so many jobs right now in that field.
My homework for that class was literally for me to eavesdrop on people. Just to listen into people's conversations and...
That's not creepy at all.
No. I wasn't allowed to record them because it's illegal. But just listen to their conversations.
It's illegal if you're just doing audio. If you're doing video in a public place, it's not. But unless it depends on when. If you use it...
That concerns and...
Trust me, I've seen many debates about this online.
Okay.
Because whenever people talk about photography in public and in the car world, it was a thing. In cosplay world, it's definitely been an issue.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
anyway.
Yeah, so I had to listen to people's things and just sort of listen to the discussion and write 150 words about what they were talking about and if there's a potential story in it and what would the story be. And I'm like, I need to find something that's got a fucking story. I'm hearing people talk. I'm like, nothing. No. Nothing at all. Until I'm on the bus
yesterday
on my way from work. and he's the two Indian women, and I hear him just talk about, I watched Grey's Anatomy like 5 years ago, this, blah, 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 and I'm like, I can't use this.
I didn't know you could speak Hindi though, that's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Until one of them says, I'm watching this show IQ. I don't know what this is. I gotta Google this show still.
Is it the, like, game show?
I don't know what, no, I doubt it.
With Stephen Fry?
Again, I doubt it based on the next sentence.
Okay.
Yeah, I binged it. I binged 2 seasons of it in like a week. And then that's my story right there is how the evolution of how we've consumed media has evolved. The evolution of how we've consumed media.
It's a reach, but there's definitely...
Again,
there's something there. It's been covered a bit here and there, but yeah. You could pull something out
binge
of it.
watching wasn't a thing 10 years ago. So.
No, but I've definitely seen a lot of articles about the nature of how we consume media has changed, but yeah, sure. As long as they've got something to put a red pen to, they're happy.
Yeah.
I'd be curious if that was like the funny game show with Stephen Fry, because I love that show. And you could totally watch 2 seasons of that in a week. It's very short.
I was watching Jeopardy with Alex Trebek.
Nice. I heard they were going to put in the dude maybe from Star Trek, the guy that was blind.
I was going to say Leonard Nimoy, but he's also dead.
He does a reading show.
Oh, Reading Rainbow.
Yeah. That.
LeVar Burton.
That's it. Yeah, I wasn't going to say the black guy.
Because
better to say the dude that was blind.
His daughter at one point in time worked for Rooster Teeth with the group Achievement Hunter. See, I can tie it all into Rooster Teeth constantly.
Yeah. Just hashtag Rooster Teeth. Yeah. Any of them left? Like, they keep getting, like, cancelled?
For
good reasons.
Those 2 got fired. No one else has sort of left since then. Oh, one of the founders left. Him and his wife left, and they left America altogether.
Yeah.
I haven't told anyone where they are. I think it's Canada because his wife's Instagram is got snow, so I think it's Canada.
Do you think there's ever a chance for redemption for any of them, like Louis C.K., or is it just you went way too far?
The internet kind of hates the Achievement Hunter who got found out and when he was cheating on his wife, and I didn't really cover Adam Kovic as much, but he's also gone.
Because, was he just cheating? Or was he taking advantage of young girls on the internet that were fans? Because that's worse, I think. That's worse than cheating.
I mean...
Cheating's not great, but Martin Luther King cheated. Plenty of great men have cheated, and that's not... I'm not saying it's okay to cheat, but...
I'm not, again, it's not my point to judge, but at the same point,
Josh Whedon cheated.
At the time, there was consent from both parties, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, there was consent from, obviously whoever he was. That's the thing, though, with consent. It's tricky when you're in a position of power and the fan or the aspiring artist or whatever, media, like...
We've covered this. There was a whole episode on this.
Yeah, but it's just an ongoing theme, and, like, it's popped up again recently.
Oh, yes, with the Liberal Party.
Well, yeah, but that's a complicated... Like, I don't really get into politics unless they're American. So I can get my popcorn out then, but Australian stuff...
Which is actually a point that got brought up in my media class.
Yeah, like, who cares about local politics?
There's a whole media circus of America, and then...
I'm just sucking on that teat. I'm in a few Australian Facebook groups that are about politics, and, like, so many people complain. It's like 99%, we might as well be American, because all the articles that have been shared, it's all about, like... At least the Trump stuff's dying off, because... he's kind of fading away.
I mean, it'd be crazy if we didn't speak about this. So Australia was cut off.
Yes, I'm surprised it took me this long to get there. There's so much to cover. But at least half of the articles that were in the place I put them normally weren't there anymore.
Oh, yeah. Another reason why this took so long.
Yeah.
We didn't have access to news.
Yeah, there was no news. My whole, 90% of this is news, and it all just disappeared.
I can do it without news.
I get why they did it, and we had talked about this previously, that there was this, upcoming showdown, but I never thought Facebook would actually pull the trigger and, call the government's bluff and just be like, fuck you, no more news.
And again, this is essentially...
No warning, they just dropped it.
This is essentially what happened between Australia and Facebook. Disney, please do not strike me for this video.
I'm glad someone's got a simple explanation.
What do you say? Come on. Come on! Oh, come on! Yes!
Pretty much.
Good take, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's
it's literally just...
what I got was that the Murdoch media conglomerates were like, hey, they're taking all our advertising revenue. Can you, tax them somehow? And then the government was like, well, I guess we could, make them pay a fee every time your stuff gets shared. Even though that's... widening the audience for the traditional print and online news media.
Here's my issue with this whole thing. And I've realised this is the Murdoch media, and I'm just going to stop talking because that's my future employer, most likely.
Will they still exist in 4 years? Who knows? My issue with it was that they deleted everything that was already there. If they just said from now on, don't share links because it's going to get removed, or it just won't post.
It wasn't even that. It was just search and all that as well.
It would have been easy
sharing.
to deal with, but everything that I'd already posted and all the content that a whole bunch of pages had, like even the ABC.
You couldn't get to the ABC. You couldn't get to
nothing.
You
Weather
couldn't even
reports.
get to the WWE Facebook page.
There was fire. There was like bushfire and weather alert things that got this stuff removed.
Thankfully, you still had COVID updates, and you know what? You still had targeted ads.
No, some of the ads I see, I'm just like, that's.
Why is this a sex doll on Wish?
Yeah, how is it like? And it totally breaches all their community standards. And I'm getting like 30-day bans for using the C word jokingly to a mate.
Not been banned yet.
Really? Never?
Never once.
Insane.
I have been banned on Xbox twice.
Yeah, I think you told me about that. I can't believe.
And now I found a way around it. I don't tell them to kill themselves. I don't call them a cunt. I tell them purely and simply to go buy a rope. Because they know what it means.
That's right, yeah, we covered that.
But the computers don't.
Yeah, I've had to get more creative as well with the insults, but sometimes stuff just slips out.
Or you just start speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Pošerom na koj pizda. Ona, pošerom na koj gavnor pizda.
So what's your take on Navalny? He professes to be like all Russia this and Russia that, but I might be pronouncing it
I
wrong.
had a media blackout. What do you want from me?
No, the guy that they've just thrown a gulag for being the opposition leader.
Oh, yeah.
Not for any other reason. It's just
Putin!
like, hey, there's like a guy that wants to have your job, gulag. Wife also in the gulag. Like they
Putin!
arrested her in the middle of a protest. Like, he's just so shameless.
Putin!
This guy over there said something you might not like. Poison him. This dude that was like running your Olympic program that you've been like juicing up your athletes for the last 4 decades. He's admitted on a documentary that you might have been cheating. Kill him.
Putin. Have you seen the man on a horse?
Yeah, no,
Right here.
he's like a slightly more sophisticated version of Stalin. So,
And did you see Stalin's mustache?
good old Joe.
Good old Joey. It's not even my wallpaper anymore. I'm gonna put that back.
Oh, now it's all gone. Yeah, basically, Variety was a cunt to Carrie Mulligan, and she called him out, and good for her.
Why the fuck
What?
is Sophie Monk coming on Comic-Con?
You're doing it out of order, man. But yeah, she is.
I don't
She's
give
going
a
to be
fuck.
doing a panel that will give you an
You know,
insight
the-
into the fun, challenging world of pop culture.
First
It's
of all,
really
I
vague.
kind of wish I was going on Saturday, but I don't think I have the time. I need to do readings on Saturday, so I'm going to miss this. But when you go there, please tell Sophie, put the script down and answer some questions, please. Because why the fuck are you here? Do you find Sophie Monk attractive?
I agree that there's a certain...
You can say the word tits, and that is acceptable.
She has marketable assets that appeal to a certain demographic. Like she's got that she hits all the right notes in terms of what's seen as traditionally attractive to most red-blooded male, heterosexual, cisgender men.
You would have to pay me.
Really?
You would have to pay me to sleep with
To be
Sophie Monk.
fair, you're like 15 and she's maybe 40 now, so...
Again, I'm 24.
Fool me.
Not yet. Our birthday's at the end of this month.
Yeah, we're getting there. But
That's right.
I just read this sentence again. It makes no sense. This panel gives you the insight into the fun, challenges, and results of a group of people who are up to that challenge. What the fuck?
No, see, that's the thing. That was written by Sophie Monk.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Please comment that. Please comment.
In any way.
Was this post written by Sophie Monk?
Yeah,
Please, please do.
I've got a friend who does a fair amount of what do you call it when they dress up reenactment as like proper full on smashing each other with swords stuff.
Yeah,
LARPing, but not the plastic stuff. Anyway, so he went to some kind of commercial with Sophie Monk. They just needed some guys in suits of armour in the background, whatever it was. They hang out for a day. Apparently, she's the bomb. Super cool, funny, seems down to earth, can hang out with the boys. So, I don't know. I don't like that she's being thrown in there. It just seemed like they don't have the access to the normal guests that they can get. Like people that are actually in genre shows. So, I don't know why they're shoehorning her into this.
Zac Efron is in the country. The entire cast... of 4 is in the country.
Even Chris Hemsworth is here.
Chris Hemsworth is here. Dave Bautista is here. Chris Pratt is here. Matt Damon is here. Sacha Baron Cohen is here.
I wouldn't be surprised if all the Hemsworths were here, and one of them was in Westworld, so I would go and...
Speaking of Thor, Love and Thunder, they're doing another play.
Yeah.
And Hera's being... Melissa McCarthy is here.
Holy shit, I didn't know that. I knew they were doing the play, and it's being filmed out at some golf course at Little Bay.
Yeah.
So
boom, there's your scoop.
Yes, nice. They're doing a spin-off of SpongeBob, and it's called The Patrick Star Show. So more opportunities for people to reference him when they meet me.
Now, Pat, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day as a child, did you watch things like WCCW when wrestling was on mainstream TV in Australia?
It was WWF.
Yeah.
And it was always the Ultimate Warrior, the Undertaker, and WCCW was like...
World Class Championship Wrestling had people like Andre the Giant.
I don't think that was on TV.
Yeah.
I just remember the big stars from WWF. Paul Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Fuck. Cut that.
Just call... No, fuck no. This is wrestling.
I know there was a
anything
Hogan.
in my segment.
As I said that, I was picturing the guy ripping off the yellow, tank.
Yeah! My name's Terry in real life.
And they're doing a film with... Is it Chris Hemsworth playing Hulk Hogan?
Playing Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and he apparently had to bulk up more for that than any other film.
Again, Hulk Hogan is fairly well known
Yeah.
for his 24-inch pythons, as he would call them.
I bet. Did you see the sex tape?
No, because I don't need to see Hulk Hogan dropping the N-word.
Oh, there was that bit too. Yeah, that wasn't good.
That's why I got cancelled for a while.
Yeah, but also the news website that was rather popular at the time that posted the video
Got sued and they lost
so badly that they don't exist. Like they were just sued into oblivion.
What do you expect? It's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, like they came at him with the paparazzi and he literally shut them down.
I'm pretty certain you could leak Ric Flair's sex tape and
He
he
put
would
them
just
in a
go,
headlock.
nice.
And was just like, no, you are going to.
He was hulking up.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Hulkamania ran wild on that day. Anyway, speaking of that, the reason why I asked that question is it seems as if Australian wrestling is returning to mainstream television.
What?
And not...
They must be desperate for content.
Not Foxtel and all that. A little company known by the name of PWA. I don't know if it's an official show of theirs. I just know that there is a filming happening on the next Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. for a show that is going to be on Channel 9, and PWA are having their own show there on that day. So it's going to be a lot of... I'm assuming it's that. I know it's that. I know there's a wrestling show happening, so I'm assuming
Channel
it's there. Channel 9.
Cool, okay.
So...
For people that still watch free-to-air, enjoy.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen the new reboot for Texas Walker Ranger or whatever it's called?
Well, I haven't, so I'll talk to everyone else.
Yeah. Jared Padalecki, who is rather charming in his role as, what do they call him, the Moose?
Yeah.
In Supernatural. A little more wooden than usual in this show.
Yeah.
It's got a really confusing first episode. I couldn't really push past it. It's got a great, supporting
Points for you
cast.
for trying it.
His wife's playing...
His wife? His wife's playing his wife, guys. It's a real stretch.
I thought she was the sheriff.
I don't know. I haven't seen the show.
No. I think his wife is like the Latina girl that's like playing another cop that has to keep him in line.
Which ironically is Jensen Ackles' wife.
No.
Yeah, his wife. He met
this guy.
He met his wife. Okay, so Jared Padalecki met his wife on the set of Supernatural because she ends up playing the demon known as Ruby. Which he kills.
Yeah, no, I read that in IMDb. I was like, oh, that's nice. And they're acting together in this new show. But unfortunately, the show isn't very good yet. It might get there, but, the CW for me has always been a little bit...
hit or miss, and it's also a reboot, so you're like...
soft. Like, there'll be glimpses of you could get really dark there and...
You could get really dark there, but it's the CW, so instead of dark, here, have some young, pretty people.
Yeah, they'll just cut away and it's all fine, and no.
We could redo Teen Wolf.
No, I didn't see a minute of that. And everyone's a bit upset because there's no martial arts, which was like the entire thing of Chuck Norris being in the original series was him jumping through car windscreens and getting into these huge choreographed, knock him down, drag him out fights. So with all those fights, you could kind of put up with the mediocre scripting and by the numbers plotting, but when you take away the fights, you're not really left with...
Yeah, it's like... Here's the thing. I remember I was thinking about the movie Daredevil today. Right? The original,
God, the Ben Affleck one.
The Ben Affleck one. And I'll tell you what, I know it had a terrible script. Because there are only 3 things in that fucking movie I remember. Well, 4 things roughly.
The scene where he fucking lights his name with gasoline in the
That was
fucking
cool.
train station. The fight scene with Elektra in the park.
Was that Jennifer Garner?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was one of the Jennifers. The fucking when Elektra dies, 5 things. When he fights Kingpin and when he kills Bullseye.
I just remember the way it
In the
expressed
church.
how he could see using his radar.
Oh yeah, when he lost. Okay, more of it's coming back to me now.
But most of my memories are from the Netflix
But again,
series.
the only thing that I specifically remember is the park scene and the Bullseye fight are the 2 things that came to my head.
No, that was like when Marvel was just renting their properties to anyone that could throw money at them.
Yeah.
Thankfully now Kevin Feige's...
Give me that back!
It's all under control. You're safe.
I will stab you with this blade if you try to take blade.
And there's been rumours that he's in Spider-Man, like the guy that Matt Murdock, the same actor. So they are slowly bringing him back because the contract expired. And
Again,
Netflix
yes,
is like,
and-
I don't know why it had this stupid thing. Like you can't use him for 2 years.
We
Like,
we
just-
reported on that they're not recasting Frank Castle, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I saw that somewhere and it's fucking awesome. Because he is just Frank Castle. It's like Wolverine, it's Hugh Jackman. I don't know how they're going to change that eventually. It'll, like those shoes, I can't think of any
Throw
bigger shoes to
enough
fill.
money at Hugh Jackman as well as Ryan Reynolds, and it'll eventually happen.
Oh god, that would
It might just be once. It might just be once.
I'd probably need new pants if they did that. Cyberpunk 2077 news. They haven't really fixed it that much, but there was a mod that came out where you could finally have sex with Keanu Reeves.
Fuck, how old is that fucking article?
I know, let's have a look. But it got blocked because apparently that wasn't cool. Even though I know there's a bit in the game when you're as Keanu having sex. But you can't do it the other way around.
Keanu do be fucking.
January 28th, so we're looking at a good month and change. But,
No, I'd say probably about a month because I don't count February as a full month and we're only at the 5th, so I'd say about a month.
Yeah, fair enough. George Clooney is at the helm of a new reboot project around the property of Buck Rogers.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's before everyone's time. That was like the original science fiction series. Like
I don't know, but that, cause you know what that looks like to me?
Star Wars. It's like the same
No,
poster.
I was actually. I
Like
mean,
that's
the art style for that poster.
It's like Star Wars was inspired by Buck Rogers and all that
Yeah,
sort of
well,
thing.
but see now I just want to see a reboot of Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon. Yeah, exactly. I think Buck Rogers even came first. And Flash Gordon was like a rip-off of Buck Rogers.
That's why I like
So
Flash.
that's how
Gordon.
old school this is.
Flash.
Yeah. Yes, we've all seen Ted.
Savior of the universe.
Borderlands, you've already covered
I've
this.
covered this. I have covered this.
I was clearly reading another article when you mentioned it. But yeah, Kevin Hart as Roland. So that,
Oh yes, you saw the footage of me covering this.
I think, yeah, I was watching it. I was like, oh yeah, he did bring that up. So my bad.
It's right at the fucking start too.
Yeah. Good times. Wakanda TV show coming to Disney from Black Panther director. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I'm not going to find out. We will just have to see what comes. And I still don't know how they're going to handle the whole loss
Chadwick.
of their... Chadwick, rip. It's going to be interesting how they handle that curveball, that tragedy. But I know they'll do amazing things. So it's going to be good, whatever it is. Elon Musk, he boosted CD Projekt Red shares with a single message. And what was that?
he also
Talk
did-
about clickbait.
He also did it to Dogecoin.
Yeah, he pumped them up big time. Well, I think it's Doge. Or is it Doge?
It's Doge.
You sure it's a J?
It's
Look
Dogecoin.
that up. I always thought it was Doge.
I was there when it was made. I was there, didn't he? I watched it become into life. It's fucking Dogecoin.
The aesthetics of Cyberpunk are incredible, by the way. The interior design is little like hand signal thing. It can play Cyberpunk.
Dogecoin.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. The interior design is exquisite emoji. You can play Cyberpunk. Played Model S. Played is the mode that you can select when driving your Tesla that makes it go faster than shit off a shovel. If you've ever seen the movie Spaceballs, you'll understand the reference. See, I know Elon Musk is problematic and calls people he doesn't like pedophiles just because he doesn't like them, but...
Hey, you leave
he's a bit
Papa
of a-
Elon alone. Speaking of Spaceballs.
I used to worship the guy.
Speaking of Spaceballs, and nothing to do with Spaceballs whatsoever, but the word space. Space Jam 2. We had photos come today.
Really?
Yes.
Today?
Today.
This is hot off the presses.
Yeah,
In 3
that's
weeks
right.
when it gets pumped out.
It won't be, but you know what? The photos that get added to the edit will be. Lola Bunny looks weird.
Oh, that's what that was. I saw a Lola Bunny picture on Reddit.
Yeah, and it's
I was like, wait.
What do you want? It's LeBron James.
Okay. Yeah, they had to do it. I just hope there's some cool cameos, like they put that Chinese guy in there. You know, the really tall one.
Jimmy Woo?
Like he'll play that really tall Chinese guy. I saw a documentary clip on him, a 10-minute clip about his career last week, and I've forgotten his name. Early dementia is fun. So they're doing other big news, and especially considering I never played the original games, I might wait a little bit longer and play them all together, Mass Effect, in one big bundle of joy.
Nah, at this point, it's...
Legendary Edition.
At this point, you just do it out of spite. You just don't ever do it. It's like me with Skyrim. Never played it once. Never will.
No, well, speaking of spite, I got to pretty far into the game. I'm like almost at the final scene between the two, because it's the Empire versus the local rebels that want to take back the mountain area. We're the Nords and we do what we want.
The Skyrim?
There's the Skyrim. And I get into this room with the king of the Empire.
And you shoot him in the face.
And then the leader of the Nords.
And you shot them both in the face, and you're like, I am king now.
No, well, there's something you have to do. There's a bodyguard.
In the face.
I don't know what it is, but nothing works, and I'm stuck. And I'm not going to reload. I'm just done. I'm done with all the bugs, and I know I downloaded 50 mods, and that might have something to do with it, because I wanted sweet armor and everything to look pretty.
Again,
No, I'm done.
What I would do in this situation is
waiting
exactly
for a remake.
What I did in Fallout New Vegas. I said, fuck everyone, I'm king now.
Yeah, but at least you got to the end. I was so close and I just couldn't do it anymore. It was good fun though, and I think I got a fair handle on
the only mod you
the world
need,
of the game.
The only mod you need for Skyrim is the ooh yeah, macho man dragon.
Yeah, I mean that game's the first one where I really discovered the world of how fun modding could be.
Yeah. Did you fight the
even though it was on an Xbox?
Frost giant fucking skeleton king thingamabob ghost. It's an Easter egg boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I fought a lot of Frost giants.
It's like a fucking.
I fought so many Lich Kings.
It's like a ghost Lynch King. It's like a nightmare king.
Right. I had this ridiculous armor where I was basically in God mode like Doom. Nothing could touch me.
Yeah.
And I had all the shouts.
You know,
I'd gone back in time to learn some super shout.
Who doesn't love not having a challenge?
Well, this guy. Well, that's the thing. I'm still playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and there was some ridiculously good armor,
How are you
which just
still...
keeps because it's a fucking huge
you're playing
game.
Skyrim. That's how you're still playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I mean it's a 3-year-old game. And it feels weird to bring it up now, except for the fact that the sequel is about to land in, I think, just a few months.
And the fact that
will be this year. There was rumours of a delay, but the PS5... Oh yeah, hello. Where did that come from? Thank you, Redbubble. This time that you remembered, I made a huge one a month ago, and it just disappeared. And eventually they got back to me and were like, oh, yeah, no, the payment didn't go through. Would have been nice if they told me, so I just did it all over again, having to find everything. But they do some good shit. If you want to find whatever specific weird niche genre thing you're into and put it on a shirt, go there. It will eventually work. Idris Elba is developing an Afro-futuristic sci-fi anime for Crunchyroll, which is like an anime streaming.
I know what Crunchyroll is.
Yep, well, not everyone might.
Yeah, but it felt like you were being real...
That's the thing that you do. It's exposition. You've got to make it, engaging.
Yes, because if there's one thing this show is, it's engaging with our audience.
Yes.
As limited as it might fucking be. Come on, you fucking cowards. I know you're there. Just say one thing. That's all I want. Just once. Tell me to go fuck myself. That's all you do. Tell me to fuck Pat. I won't. But it's something.
Yeah, I don't play catch. Dantai is
I don't want to know.
It's set in a corrupt society where biotech has created Dantai, or Dantai, I don't know. But it's set in a weird world for an anime series. It's where biotech has created a gap between rich and poor. You're telling me there's going to be classism in anime?
I'm glad we don't have to deal with that.
Mind blown. But yeah, I was still talking about Horizon. It's coming out. It's called Forbidden West this year. PS5 exclusive. Boom. I'm so all over that. So that's going to be my entry point into the PS5 console wars.
That's what I'm going to buy an Xbox One Series X and I'm going to go, haha, Fallout New Vegas 2. And Pat's like, damn it.
Yeah, because that's not coming out on the Sony for sure. unironically. Like, they will keep all that stuff to themselves. And that's fine, because I'm just going to have to buy one of those as well. Like, I've already got the Xbox and the PS4. That's an Xbox.
Yeah. I've got a
S?
that's an S. That is a Pro. I have the original white PS4, and I have an Xbox Series X and an X. However, I've set up my...
An X and an X.
An X and an S. I don't use the S anymore. I've set it up in a spare room for when my niece comes over. She can play Minecraft.
Nice, yeah. No, my sister's getting the PS4 Pro when I get the PS5, because I'm not buying her a new PS5. Sorry, I love you, but that's just pushing it. Apparently, Golden Globes have happened.
Golden Globes.
Yep, the good old Globes. And they snubbed The Expanse, which is not good. I haven't seen the new season because I'm waiting to watch it with the right person, and it's like dessert. I just want
another season upload.
Apparently it's amazing. Yes, that would be good too. Love that show. But yeah, I will watch more Expanse, and it should get all the awards. I know that already. Blade reboot will be penned by the Watchmen writer Stacey Osei-Kuffour.
Stacey's mom has got it going.
Woman of Colour. She wrote one of the best, that won a lot of awards. The Watchmen series.
I
think it was on Fox. It was like one of those HBO things, but it was good.
You remember that show that you recommended to me, and it was like, it's always an off chance that I'll actually watch the show that you recommend to me, because one time...
Well, it took you long enough to watch Future Man. Or did you give that to me? I can't remember.
No, you gave me the Future Man, but see, the only difference is I've seen all of Future Man and you haven't.
I don't know. I've seen some newer stuff that was on Foxtel or something.
I've seen the entire series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because the last series, they were like,
fucking weird.
Went way into the future, and there was clones.
And eventually they went to Land Beyond Time.
Yes. Yeah. It went so they can't do them more, because it was like they get locked in this prison.
And then eventually we just want to leave, and then they do leave, and then they all just sort of go their separate ways.
No, I remember them being thrown into this giant galactic trans-dimensional prison because they fucked around in the timeline too much.
That's the start of season 2, mate.
Might have to have a look into it again, but I'm pretty sure I'm up to date. Because that was one of those shows that had a lot of fans. It was a cult hit, but it just wasn't quite big enough.
There's a whole thing with Mars and fucking
I'll have to check.
Anyway, what was I saying?
Download it somehow?
What was I saying? Anyway,
because I want it.
The show you recommended me to watch. You described it as a young Clint Eastwood type character. He's a boy. He's going over there, he just beats the shit out of people.
Oh, the one I kept telling you to watch for ages. Yeah, Henry or something like that.
Yeah, I watched that ages ago.
Right.
It was good. Content.
I kind of... Is it Henry?
Yeah, I think so. You can't
just put it up. That's one thing I can ask you. Just put it up on the screen.
I'm going to put it up upside down.
Oh, you bastard. But yeah, no, it's fucking funny.
Because the thing is...
there's so many scenes, with the principal... And the black kid, I shouldn't call him that, but just so many awesome moments.
He can edit out sort of any fuck ups and all that. He can't touch the green screen. He doesn't know how.
I've got boomer.
Once that's there, that's burnt.
Yeah, I'm a total boomer when it comes to that sort of tech. I'm like, whoa, magic.
He's got the big fancy green screen and he doesn't know how to use it.
It's all physical media for me. I can cut and paste audio because there's an obvious little line there, and you just go. But anything with visuals, I'm like. But yeah, no, that scene where even in the beginning where it opens and he's just throwing these snowballs to break the guy's window. Like, what? And you just eventually find out that it's like his dad dies, babysitter's ex-boyfriend.
Burns his house down with his dead dad inside. And
that kid's hardcore. He's clearly got some kind of nerve damage so that he doesn't feel pain. And I can't believe that's not catching up in a bad way later, but generally just helps him.
They've only done one season.
Yeah, hopefully there's more because I really enjoy that. I think those guys wrote Deadpool. More, please.
But was it what? Because it was on. Wasn't this show on YouTube beforehand as well, and then it got moved over to...
Yeah, I think it was on one of those startup...
we talked... It was
things,
like YouTube
Red. Like Quibi or something, maybe Red, like Cobra Kai, which I'm up to date on now.
Was there one season or was there 3 seasons, and then they were they're sort of in purgatory right now?
Miguel's dad's coming back in season 4, so that's exciting. Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Who's going to be played by, though?
It's one of the few characters where it's not like, hey, you just get the actor from
it's not predetermined. No, you can get a decently big name. Cobra Kai is a good show. I'm gonna get
they could almost get anyone now. It's so popular.
Yeah.
My son, for some reason, is obsessed with TikTok videos featuring Spike or whatever the kid's name is. Calls himself. Well, Lip was in Shameless. And this guy, Hawk, loves him, and for some reason there's a deluge on his TikTok stream of just
For You page.
really badly edited, fuzzy. It's like someone's filming the screen.
Yeah, he fucked up. He liked a couple videos too many times, and now that's like, you like this shit. And you did this to yourself.
Yeah, no, but he seeks it out. He's
this is why mine is filled with mostly women.
So they're doing something right.
Women in comedy gaming, that's pretty much all it is.
Your feed?
Yeah.
Women. Yeah. I get it. Mine's all comedy stuff. Olivia Wilde opens up about her no assholes set policy after she followed...
that's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
What kind
industry.
of
well, she doesn't put up with shit, and thankfully, in this case, it was Shia LaBeouf that finally got his just desserts, because he does kind of carry on a bit by the sound of it, and she wasn't having it.
The man's a method actor. What do you want from him?
I mean, he's done some amazing work. You got to give him that, but he just can't turn it off. You know, he's a bit like, I guess someone I could maybe compare him to would be, in terms of method acting or whatever, like totally just going full insane. With
Jared Leto?
I haven't heard that so much about him. I'm thinking more like Jim Carrey. Like when he did that one where he was like that comedian from the 80s or something. Yeah. And he just went full, like he retired after that because...
Yeah, when he did the fucking, I'm going to fight Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah, that guy when he was like in the WWF. I'm blanking on the name, but also remember how I mentioned.
Because he was like one of those weird comedians that just did all this strange, like unpredictable.
Yeah, he was like notorious within the WWF because of Jerry and Memphis, Tennessee, because of Jerry the King Lawler. He had a feud with Jerry the King Lawler, and Jerry the King. It was all set up, and Jerry the King Lawler just beat the shit out of him constantly.
And he would get women to beat him up.
Yeah, remember how I said the actor who's playing Jimmy Woo, that's his time now, and before that was Keanu Reeves. I missed one in between those two time periods. Pedro Pascal. He's getting all the roles now as well.
Yeah, and he's allowed to tweet whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, have you seen the man's tweets? My God, that's top tier tweet.
It's all right. Like he's making analogies that work. He's saying, look, we were locking up children. Here's a picture of children in cages. Okay, fine. Maybe that picture wasn't from an American cage with the Mexican kids in it. It was some other country. But the point was sound, because they were locking up kids in cages. And so were the Nazis.
Yeah, guys,
no drama there.
Don't lock kids up in cages.
I'm sounding so sarcastic, but
You really are. Honestly, I wasn't sure where you were going with this.
I'm unironically saying it was fine.
Don't put him in a cage.
Just got this weird...
Put him in a bubble.
Saying the tweet was fine. There's no reason why, because all these people on the right, like, why didn't he get cancelled? And Gina Carano, which weirdly we haven't got to yet either, was fired. Air quotes, because she wasn't really working at the time.
And you know who it's kind of upset me who's defended
Bill Burr?
Yeah.
But he's
always been... At the same point, Bill Burr don't give a fuck.
Doesn't surprise me. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's been... I don't know if we mentioned that already, the clips that were like his stand-up, like, dubbed into his scenes, because he's hating on Star Wars and hating on, like, bad drivers, and it's like where he's driving over everyone. Beautiful. They just don't care, because they're like, it's Bill Burr. He doesn't give a fuck. He has his own podcast he's been doing for decades. And you could go through hours and hours and hours of that and find some really problematic shit. But he's still just thrown in there because everyone knows it's comedy. And he'll always like say it and then he'll go, yeah, but I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. And take it with a grain of salt. Whereas Gina Carano will just say, hey, you know how they're treating us badly because we're conservatives? That's just like when they beat up Jews in the Nazi times. Along with all the transphobia.
I believe the time was a right-winged nationalist.
She goes on like...
It's like being a Jew during the Holocaust. I don't like Gina Carano.
No, it's sort of going at it and going, look, she's right, because if you make fun of people that just for what they believe in, then you're as bad as the Nazis. And
for a second there, I thought you were being serious.
No, well, I kind of get their point, but the problem is, in context,
the Nazis
all the
killed
other stuff she's
people.
Even without that, it's bad. The context makes it worse, because she's clearly saying, I'm a conservative and we're being treated as badly as the Jews were, which is patently
Listen, the
absurd.
Jews have had it a really rough... Pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
We were just sort of really, like, we had Hollywood under wraps for quite a while. It was doing real well. And then Weinstein happened and we're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, something.
But it never pays to, like, bring anything related to the whole JQ or Jewish question into your social media. To name the chick from Transformers.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox learned that mistake.
I'm great with names when he doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, no, I need this guy here. But basically, she said something like working with Michael Bay was like working with Hitler.
When then, ironically, she went to star in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 with Michael Bay.
Yeah, well, they patched it up eventually, but at the time, it wasn't appreciated by Steven Spielberg, the producer, directed Schindler's List, is Jewish, was like, yeah, no, you're not comparing your director who works for me and you.
I'd love to get Hitler on this show one day.
Yeah, if you had a dream, like guest any era. Yeah, okay.
It's Hitler.
You'd probably need a translator, but okay, we could squeeze them all in.
Again, I just think, it's...
You'd probably want some kind of restraints on him.
Nah,
it's
Hitler.
You'd want to have a look around and go, where am I?
It's Hitler. Just don't tell him I'm a Jew. It's fine.
No, I don't think he's going to strangle you, but I just think he'd want to leave pretty quickly. So you need one of those chairs with like the metal clamps.
Yeah, just let him talk.
Yo.
I just want to see where he goes with it.
Okay, yeah, it could be wild.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Platforming someone like that, that's almost worse than he's literally Hitler. So.
Would you prefer Genghis Khan?
Again, translator needed.
Would you prefer?
And like a cultural it wouldn't just be someone translating the language directly.
Fine.
You'd have to have someone to interpret.
Okay, I would say Joseph Stalin, but I would much rather have Rasputin on because Rasputin fucks.
That dude is pretty fucking cool. Mass Effect Legendary Edition will cut back on the butt shots because they're a very problematic aspect of the original versions.
I like seeing Yvonne Strahovski's ass, though.
Way too much fan service, apparently, so that's kind of sad, actually.
But that's half the fucking game is, hey, do you want to fuck me?
Because I can't see them doing that with, like, Cyberpunk updates.
Hey.
Because butt shots
do you want
to
fuck me? I'm a bloke, but do you want to...
Where did this come from?
That's Mass Effect!
Right.
Hey. Nice job killing them. Do you want to fuck me?
Is that basically the scripting? I'm down.
You can fuck everyone in that fucking game.
Even the aliens.
Yeah.
No, I'm down. Yeah, so Mahershala, I need to learn how to say this guy's name. The guy from the Green Book who won an Oscar, or maybe it was Viggo Mortensen that one. I don't know. Either way, it was him directly involved. Bam!
Do you want to fuck me?
Mahershala Ali, who's playing Blade, it was his decision to hire the writer black female writer to write Blade. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, we'll see in the next article.
I love her stuff. Has anyone seen Space Sweepers? It's Korean, but it's basically Guardians of the Galaxy / something for teenagers because it's really on the nose.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know, just from that one image, my brain immediately goes to...
It's got like a cheeky robot. It's kind of a character. It's a bit of a cross between...
Again, we've covered Hitchhiker's Guardians of the Galaxy before.
He's not really depressed. He wants skin so he can become a woman. He wants to change his gender and get a female voice and become like a female robot with better looking skin.
Sure, you do you, man. Yeah. As long as you're not getting that skin by killing people.
He was considering it.
If the person is already dead, not from your actions, be my fucking
He was
guest.
probably the most interesting. She was probably the most interesting character.
Now, okay, well, that's my question there. If the robot says they want to become a woman, implying that they're not a woman yet, can you say he still?
I don't know. I think it's a
we are
not
the people to answer these questions.
It is a robot, so...
We are two cis, straight, white male. We are every person who has a podcast.
Yeah. I'm definitely in uncharted territory there. It was fun. I do recommend it, especially if you've got kids. Though it's weird in tone. Like, it'll go super dark and have a whole bunch of, like, really... The Koreans are weird. Like, they'll just go...
Have you seen Parasite?
Extreme, yeah. It'll go to, like, Parasite levels of, like, adult stuff, but then it will just... There's a scene where they have to get away from a bomb that's about to explode, and there's a little graphic on the computer in the spaceship that they're in that they're, trying to get away from this. The explosion, like, you've got, like, this blast... Radius. Yeah. And it's got it on the screen, like a little radar, and they're getting away, and just as it explodes, and they cross this, like, electronic line on the computer, and then as they cross the line, it says, like, the little girl that's with them, it's got her name, and it's like, this little girl's safe now on the computer. And it's just like, oh. Like, it's just a little bit too obvious in all the plotting. And Richard Armitage is, like, the big bad, and there's no grey. It's all just black and white. Like, he's awful. He's a piece of shit. And he gets caught in some weird, like, recording that they took of him saying how he wants to, like, blow up half of Earth. Because he holds himself up as, like, this Bill Gates character who's trying to save everyone. But, yeah, no, it's just a little bit by the numbers. But it has some funny, weird bits, too. So, and the CGI, that's the first Korean movie I've seen where it was like, oh, they could do Star Wars. They could do, anything they want.
Korea? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, the Josh Whedon thing I didn't really cover. Basically, the worst stuff was that because she was in, like, from the 3rd season on.
And you know what? She was part of the reason of my awakening as a man.
Did you watch Euro Road Trip?
Yeah, Euro Trip, yeah.
Euro Trip, where she made out with her brother character.
Euro Trip, that'll do it.
Oh, she lifted her shirt to get the car to stop.
Yeah, that'll do it. There's a lot of tits and sexual activities in Euro Trip.
I think she was just old enough at that time. Michelle Trachtenberg, who's now like 35, so if you want to feel old, whoa. But she, at the time, was like 14 when she started on Buffy. And there was a rule pretty quickly that she was not to be left alone with Josh Whedon, which completely changes the angle I've been approaching this with.
That's how they spell Josh?
Joss. Isn't it? Where have you...
Didn't you just say Josh?
No, it's Joss.
Oh, it sounded like Josh.
Sorry, my bad. Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon. Josh. I've got mouth cotton ball thing. Anyway, so up till now I thought like his ex-wife was pissed at him. He cheated on her. Part of the game. Like, he's a bit of a dirtbag. He wrote a terrible script for Wonder Woman. He kind of fucked up Justice League, though. What did he have to work with? He made the original Avengers. He made Buffy. He's done a lot of like female empowerment media. So it's a real like tricky one. Just took it as like his ex-wife had sour grapes. But after hearing all these accounts from Ray Fisher, Buffy, Eliza Dushku, Charisma Carpenter, he treated her like shit. She said she was pregnant. He waited until she couldn't apply for any other jobs after she had the baby, then fired her so she couldn't get other work. He delighted, according to a lot of writers, in making his writing team cry. He treated them so badly. So yeah, there's a bit of disappointment out there that David Boreanaz, weirdly there hasn't been...
Don't look at me.
Boreanaz. I've never had to say this out loud, but the guy that played Angel and then was in Bones, nothing. Not a word.
Just say Bones.
Just stayed out of it. Yeah, the guy from Bones, because Bones is the lady.
Again, anyway. Can you tell I haven't seen Bones?
Yeah, it's a good show. But
Pedro Pascal. Played his role.
He's Joel in The Last of Us, which is an amazing game and hopefully will be just as good on screen as...
This show doesn't age well.
Wow, drawn together the movie. A little problematic.
Very problematic.
Yeah.
As someone who owns the entire complete series of it, very problematic.
Yeah.
Still funny as fuck.
Yeah, no, I do love that show. Check it out. That's your like random DVD from my collection.
Yeah, that's my random DVD thing.
Community Rick and Morty creator launching new animated series on ancient Greece. See, I think it's not Justin Roiland, it's this other guy as well. Dan Harmon. See, he's not involved in Solar Opposites, as far as I know. So Dan Harmon. So I'm confused about how much he wrote Rick and Morty, what happened with Salt. Like, I want to know the behind the scenes, like who does what, because...
Well, Justin Roiland is the voice
this other cartoon really gets it.
Justin Roiland is the voice of Morty.
Okay.
I can tell you that at least.
We must be the voice... Whoever's the voice of Rick is also in Solar Opposites, because it's very much his voice. You check it out. It's good. It's a little bit hard to shift gears. It's like, I know these characters, but they're slightly different. So it feels weird. It's like Sliders. You've moved into a different dimension, which works for that show.
We're not coming back to this a third time in the same episode. So, Jack Black.
I'm just saying.
You said to get through it quickly.
I know. All right, good, cool. He's going to play the snarky robot Claptrap in the Borderlands movie. Does that work? Yeah,
I still would have preferred Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart could have done it really well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was that whole thing about CD Projekt Red's stolen source code. Some group of hackers went and somehow
sold it online. Yeah, they were asking for millions and millions of dollars.
It's pretty obvious that CD Projekt, even though they said they wouldn't pay the ransom, then went and bought it on this auction.
Well, no, okay, so it didn't sell on that auction site.
Well, some behind the scenes.
A third behind the scenes auction. Yeah, so
it would have been on behalf of the software company.
Probably.
Though. So whoever did the hack, it was just very, very ironic that a game about hacking gets hacked.
I mean, it would have been funny if it was Watch Dogs, but...
Yeah, I don't know if all the drama about the release contributed to the motivation of the hackers that had
Hurry the
any
fuck up!
influence. Alright, cool.
No, I mean, that's what they were saying. Hurry the fuck up! Give me Cyberpunk! But also, hurry the fuck up!
Chappelle Show returning to Netflix. He finally got paid, so good for him.
Yeah.
Ashley Judd broke her leg in 10 different places while in Africa.
I finally got a VPN.
Yay!
Yeah.
So David Boreanaz. Alison Hannigan from How I Met Your Mother and all these other shows. They're the two actors that went on to have amazing careers. All the other actors from Buffy, etc., that have been complaining haven't done so well. So there's a bit of like, well, these guys have got something to lose, maybe.
Wasn't there a
if they
chick?
say something.
What about Buffy? What about the chick?
Well, she's fine because she married Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh,
She's got all the money, so she didn't really need to keep working.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of things that he likes to do. Like he does.
Freddie.
Yeah, he does a podcast. He does the comedian
busy.
we saw, Josh
Okay.
Wolf,
All right,
the
cool.
Prince of Wolf. Anyway.
Yeah.
How do you not know this? You're the podcast guy.
I don't know. I don't watch. I wish I could listen to all of them. Mortal Kombat. Did you see the trailer? Did you see Sub-Zero rip blood out of a guy, then turn that blood into another knife, and then stick it back in him?
Made right here in Australia.
It looks
I was not
ridiculous.
tall enough for any of the roles. That's literally what it was. I was like, I'll do it. I've got all this. I've got all this. Height. Damn it.
Oh, that's right. You saw like an ad or something.
Yeah, they had an open casting call.
Oh my god, yeah, that would have been.
And I was like, fuck yes, I can definitely do all this shit. And then height must be like 5'11" or like 5'9" to this. I'm like, God damn it.
There's a pretty funny scene in the trailer where they go, oh, he's got this like birthmark on his chest, and it's in the shape of a dragon or something ridiculous. Like it marks him as a future contestant in Mortal Kombat. And the girl in the gym's like, yeah, he does. He's had it since birth. It's just like unironically, I wouldn't expect great things from the script, but everything else looks amazing. So I'm just going to have a good time. There was an article, and this is at the point where I had to post screenshots because the group Facebook wasn't letting me do links, so I had to do a workaround. Yeah, there's a website called Jezebel.com or Jezebel. There, really, someone named Shannon Milero.
We're not journalists. I mean, I'm in training. We don't need to source our sources.
No, but I mean, they just have to be called out. They wrote this long essay on how awful it is that Chun-Li wasn't in the Mortal Kombat trailer.
Now, here's the thing. Isn't Chun-Li not a Mortal Kombat
No,
character?
she's from Street Fighter.
Thank God.
Which is acknowledged eventually. Update, Jezebel has discovered the answer to our question to Chun-Li's erasure. Like, they made this huge outrage deal about why haven't they included her?
Yeah, but didn't they, if I remember correctly, there was no Johnny?
Or Johnny Cage, yeah. I think he's in the background in one of the scenes, but that's going to be like a thing that they leave.
Yeah, because I've heard fucking WWE Superstar The Miz wants to play Johnny Cage in the second one, because apparently he's not even really in the first one.
Yeah, no, it'll get there. I think it's going to make a lot of money, and then they'll do more, so that's cool. Because the guys that make it, I think they did John Wick,
Oh, nice.
so they're doing all right.
John Wick, you said?
Yes, yeah, they discovered that Chun-Li is not part of the Mortal Kombat Megaverse. Wow, just
Isn't it
no
Chun-Li?
no apology.
Did you say Jun?
Chun-Li, it's just Jesus. Toei Animation. I thought this would have worked better if Matt was here because he's more into anime. But they cancelled a meeting
I think
with
it's
their
Toei.
union rep. Toei?
Yeah.
I'm a bit Toei. Because the union rep was non-binary. And in Japan they've got really strict rules about what's on your ID. Like it has to match what you present as in certain areas. Like if you go to sign up for
Wait a
something,
minute.
it's just...
Culture shit.
Yeah, Japan's very backwards in certain areas and...
very forwards in others.
Yeah, so the animation studio's like, we're not going to like negotiate for better salaries because the rep that you sent out is pretending to be
Somebody
a gender that they're not.
Do
And it's just
you
like, whoa,
want to buy used panties from a vending machine?
that's fine.
Yeah.
Go for it. Do you want to express yourself
As the gender that you...
however that works? No, you can't do it. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto was banned in some like Illinois,
They're
Chicago.
trying to get it banned in Chicago, which is just stupid considering how long the game's been out.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's been out for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And they're blaming it on all the crime, and it's like, I don't even have to open that. It's just ridiculous. Blade won't be rated R, which is disappointing. Oh yeah, Laura, infamous Laura. We have to cover
Infamous by Laura. I don't want to give her screen time.
this quickly. Well, there's two main things that she said. One was like, you are what you eat, hence all Chinese people must be Batman. Do you get it? Do you get it? Because of the Wuhan China virus, and it comes from China, and they got it from a bat. So that was funny. For some reason, a whole lot of Asian people were really offended by that. I can't understand why.
To fully explain to literally describe the meme, it was a meme that said, you are what you eat, and then it said one guy in China, and it was a photo of that.
Yeah, which is hilarious because they eat bats. Yeah, it wasn't good timing given...
Oh, and it was like one Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Wen got very upset.
Yeah, and a lot of other people, not just him.
Yeah.
I had to pull the reins back on because as much as she posted like silly things... He didn't say where exactly she worked, but he mentioned what she did, and it's terrible, and she shouldn't have this job. And I was just like, all right, fucking...
You can very easily find out if you
slow your roll,
You can inspire some people to just go, fuck it, let's ruin her life.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, you can call out what she said, because she also fat-shamed and said people shouldn't cosplay characters that
That one kind of pissed me off more.
Yeah, that I think was worst for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm overweight, so I'm like, hey,
let's
get close to home. Now I'm offended.
Yeah.
The Asian slur, I'm not Asian, so that's fine. But
I'm not Asian, I just fetishized them. What?
Yeah, wait. You don't have 2 kids to prove it. So, I feel a bit like guilty about that. Like, obviously, neither thing is good. I just think one is more on the nose. Like
I just heard too many...
one is more obviously bad. It's harder to... Like, with the way she reacted as well was a problem because she never said, oh, sorry, maybe I shouldn't have done that. She just completely doubled down and went, no, it's just a joke. You don't understand. I wasn't being racist. And just...
I've just heard too many shitty stories about her at this point, whether it's been stories about her previous relationship and what she fucking did. I'm not going to cover that. That's not my place.
Sounds gossipy.
To tell the story. Exactly.
People complain about her asking for money to go to cons. I don't think that's an issue. If someone wants to give her money to go to a con, that's their choice.
Here's the only thing that I'm going to say in that thing. She ranted about her previous relationship. The other person didn't. The other person didn't say a single fucking thing. The other person still hasn't said a single fucking thing.
Yeah, no, I heard he was a gentleman, and we got to try and be gentlemen too. Because, like, I did feel bad when I posted the thread that existed for about a day before Oz Comic Con pulled it down and possibly uninvited her from the con as a guest because she suddenly disappeared from all their marketing. She was the first person to react when I posted it in Cosplay in Action.
Yeah, she's not a part of the group anymore.
Well, what a shock. I can get that. I can't hold that against her. Considering, I'd had one exchange with her at EB Games where I took a photo of her in costume as Harley Quinn.
I actually knew her at one point.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, you look amazing. We talked about 2 minutes, nothing beyond like small talk of like, well, that's a great costume. Wow, you really look like her. I bet you've never heard that before. And, just dumb shit like that. I didn't know her from Adam, though, beyond that. It just sort of was disappointing to hear about all this sort of stuff. But hopefully she can learn from it. She's still young. And that was what Casey was saying. And I shouldn't like talk out of turn because it was a private conversation. But essentially that people went a bit hard on her. Being so young, people are going to say silly things. Like she wasn't defending what she said, but just like, whoa.
Yeah, no,
the amount of outrage was
the internet is way significantly worse than a meme. But the body shaming thing is where I'm annoyed. Yeah.
No, I don't want to minimize the shit that she said, but
but it's still it's a meme. It's a meme on the internet.
Yeah.
For one, should have been posted. No, but there's so much fucking worse shit on the internet, guys.
Yeah, there is worse stuff. I just
go fight fortune.
Call out bad things, sure, but I just think at some point it was like, all right, we get it. Like that's
now. How many more articles do we have left? Because there is a splinter in my foot.
Oh no, where did you get that from?
Your floor.
Sorry, I did vacuum at some point today. All right. Well, there's not too much. I think that's there's a robot dog. There's Orville got season 3, so good for them. That's a great show. There was rumours that they were getting cancelled. There's a thing about the Golden Globes. I guess we can cover that next time. Taylor Swift got upset with the Netflix show because there was a joke in the show about how many boyfriends she had.
Well, you know what?
The line was like, "You're going through men faster than Taylor Swift," and she got really, really angry.
Well, it's kind of a little bit of a prick joke, isn't it? Like, there's a little bit of a prick in my foot. Thank you for watching.
There's more.
Thank you for watching the Banana Split podcast. Who knows when this will come up next? Next episode we'll talk about Oz Comic Con as well as other things. Now I'm really hoping that Pat has a pair of tweezers somewhere in this fucking place. I'm quite doubtful on it.
I'll clip it.
So No.
You don't want to break it off?
Exactly.
Right.
Enjoy your dessert and get the fuck out.